very frustrating, to say the least, because I was very dedicated, and committed to the bariatric surgery. And when I started to lose the weight, and all of a sudden I was able to do things that I hadn't been able to do for years. I mean, I started at 425, and eventually I got down to like 185, I think it was. And uh, I mean, just simple things that most people take for granted, like bending down and tying your shoes, uh, crossing my legs. Just simple things like that were major accomplishments to me. But then not only that, you start to, take better care of you, as far as your eating, your physical habits, and mentally, it just makes you stronger mentally and more confident that you can do just about anything you want to do because you don't have the restrictions. Look, uh, it got so bad with me that uh, my wife and I was very hesitant to even go out to dinner because I couldn't fit in a booth at 425 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that was embarrassing. So my wife would always go in first and look to make sure that they had tables, and she would ask for a table for us. Uh, Things like that people don't think about. Getting on an airplane when you have to ask uh, quietly because you're embarrassed for a seat extension because the seatbelt won't go around you. Uh, so those are all kinds of things that I was then able to do. I was able to work out again, with my football team, lift some weights, do some running, stuff that when you're so obese that it hurts to do those things. So, and then I got so busy and consumed with my career as the athletic director. Wasn't uncommon to do 70, 80-hour weeks, that you just stop taking care of yourself. And all of a sudden, you find yourself going back to those old bad uh, things in your life that you really didn't enjoy having to do. And then about a little over a year ago, I retired at 69, and I decided that I was going to make me priority again. And I started working out 3 days a week, playing golf 2, 3, 4 days a week, watching what I was eating, but nothing changed in the weight category. So that's when I decided that I needed to make a major change and started doing the research about. I didn't even know at the time if there was anything that could be done for a person who had bariatric surgery before. And when this new procedure came to light, it was like heaven sent to me. But what people don't understand is that with food, it's like if you're an alcoholic and someone tells you, okay, I'm going to cure you, but you have to have 3 drinks a day. Or you have that first drink and it sets you off, right? Well, with me, it was the same thing with eating. Okay, I didn't have to eat, but once I tasted that first meal, now I wanted more. Okay, so with the bariatric surgery, what it did for me was that it just took away those hunger, it took away my cravings, it took away my desires to eat more and to even think about food. Uh, there's an old saying that I used to use is that obese people live to eat, whereas slender people eat to live. So, uh, so yeah, it's been dramatic, and I tell you, I ever since I've had this surgery 2.5 weeks ago, I feel all those good feelings that I felt 18 years ago coming back into my life and motivating me to do better. Like I said, I started playing golf again. Um, I've already done my second workout for the week with weights and cardio, so it's coming. The thing is, when I decided to do this again, this is when it wasn't about ego or looking good or looking pretty. It was, listen, I just turned 70 a few months ago, and the reality is, who knows what tomorrow brings or how many days I have left. But as I told my wife, whatever time I have left, whatever the good Lord has for me, whether it's a day, a year, or 80 more years, uh, I'd like my quality of life to be what I want it to be, which is a healthy quality. And let me just say this: this is, the surgery in itself is not it. That's just the beginning. You understand? There's a journey that you're going to undertake when you do this surgery. And if you don't have a partner who supports you in that, it's going to be tough to make it. And the thing is that my wife has been ultra supportive. I used to tell people whenever I was lucky enough to win an award for something that actually I was deceiving people because it wasn't me who was actually accomplishing this. They say the old saying that behind every successful man is a good woman. Well, in my case, that was never true. My woman always stood right beside me or led the way. And it's the same in this. She's, helping me to measure things to make sure I keep on track. Did you eat this? Don't eat that. How are you doing with this? Do you need anything here? I mean, listen, my wife has some health issues of her own, but yet she didn't hesitate to get on the plane to go with me to Georgia to make sure that the procedure was done and done well, and to bring me home and to, quote, nurse me. And to this day, making sure that I do everything that I'm supposed to do on the program. I don't care how old you are, you need to live life, and you need to do everything you can to improve the quality of your life. And at 70 years old, I had some questions. I was a little hesitant, but if you contact Georgia SuriCare, believe me, they'll answer all your questions because they answered all mine. And believe me, when we got up there, my wife apologized to the front staff for all the calls I made, and they just kind of laughed, said, "No, it was great." So, yeah, don't be afraid to ask the questions, man. Get yourself the way you want to be.